I'm Hannah Carlock with Country 103.9 WRBI, and join with me is Natalie Johnson, and she is from the Daily Signal. This morning she will be speaking with us about Obamacare and actually an article that she wrote about a gentleman from Indiana being fined for not participating in Obamacare. So good morning, Natalie.
Good morning, Hannah. How are you?
I'm great. So exactly, can you just kind of give us a snippet of your article that you wrote?
Yeah, of course. So Benjamin Miller, he is from Indiana. He posted this photograph to Facebook earlier in October, basically showing a bill from the IRS fining him for $2,344, which he claims was for not enrolling in the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare. Basically, the reasoning he gave is that after Obamacare took effect, essentially his insurance really skyrocketed. Basically, before Obamacare took place, his family was paying $398 a month for health insurance. Afterward, he was paying $1,400 a month, or would have been required to. So he decided to just opt out and forgo insurance, and was then slapped with a hefty fine.
A lot of people are saying that because you are fined if you do not take part in the Affordable Care Act, that's kind of taking away your freedom and liberties of getting health care or opting out of not getting health care. The fines are actually going up, is that correct?
Yeah, so in 2016, the fines are actually going to rise to $695 per individual, and then half of that for children. So this past year, what Benjamin Miller would have been paying, they were $325. So, I mean, this is a pretty steep increase. This is more than double. And when the fines took effect in 2014, they were only at $95. So, I mean, this is going from $95 to $695 per individual. I mean, this is a massive increase. And it's certainly one that's going to begin coercing people into the program.
Definitely. Pretty much if people are ticked about this, should they just talk to their local representative? What can we do to stop these fines? Because these fines are pretty hefty. As you said, they're kind of having to opt into getting Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act in order to stop the fines.
Yeah, and that's the issue, is that this was obviously challenged back in 2012 when the law came out as the individual mandate, because people argued that this is not constitutional to force someone into this health program. The individual mandate has been the most controversial aspect of this law, because it essentially requires you to purchase the health insurance, or you get slapped with a fine from the IRS. It's obviously contradictory to what a lot of people believe is individual freedom and being able to choose your health insurance. Unfortunately, I don't know that there's much that can be done right now, given that the number of challenges that have failed currently. But I definitely think that talking to local representatives and just keeping this issue in the forefront of their minds is certainly something that would be helpful.
Because it looks like, according to the article that you wrote, 7.5 million people have opted out and would have rather paid the fine. This was like just in 2014. So I'm sure since the fine's going up that more people will be opting into it. So, I mean, there are some benefits of the Affordable Care Act. Some medicines are free, but it looks like people are paying for that free medicine with these fines.
Exactly.
So, yeah, well, I guess we'll see how America takes a turn as the fines go up in 2016, and we might be looking forward to reading another article of yours about another fine that somebody's paying.
Thank goodness, I know. I would hope not, but unfortunately that looks like the trajectory for this upcoming year.
Well, thank you so much for calling in. Is there anything else that you would like our listeners to know?
I think that it's important to know that this is real and this is happening. I think that when the law first took effect, people were angry about it, but it wasn't tangible. And I think that now that these fines are beginning to roll in, that it's something that people are really feeling. And it's going to hit especially those middle-class families who don't have the funds to just throw at this law if they can't afford it.
Definitely. And so you can read any of Natalie's articles. She is a news reporter for the Daily Signal, and that is thedailysignal.com, correct, Natalie?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. And you're listening to Country 103.9 WRBI.